What is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over some basketball games for Monday, March 20th, 2023. I'm going to show you highlights of each side, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And I wish you guys the best of luck on all your picks for today for these games. Let's go ahead and get into the games. We're going to be looking at everything that's on the NBA card for Monday. Pacers and Hornets, Bulls, Sixers, Wolves, Knicks, Warriors, Rockets, Mavericks, Grizzlies, and Kings versus the Jazz. Delete that real quick. On this side of the screen is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar. And then on this side of the screen is what I call my game numbers specific to the game. The way that I have it structured here is I have the road team up top, their coach's record, their season record, their road record, and any other notes that I want to add. In the middle is the all-time head-to-head record between the two teams, as well as for the regular season, as well as for this season in particular. And then at the bottom is the home team, their season record, their coach's record, their home record, and any other notes that I want to add. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Starting off with the first game, let me scroll up to it. We're going to be looking at the Hornets versus the Pacers for this first game here. Hornets versus the Pacers. So I always start off with the home team. I'll go over some numbers for the home team to win this game. And then I'm going to go over some numbers for the road team to win this game. So starting off with the Hornets, if the Hornets was going to win this game, a couple things that I would say is that today has 30 date numerology on the Gregorian, and Pacers can get their 40th loss for the season. If you write out the number 40, it sums to 30. Today has 12 date numerology on the Gregorian, and Hornets can become 1-2, like 12, head-to-head against the Pacers for the season with the win, as Hornets get their 12th home win for the season. And in fact, they would become 12-24 for a home record on the season with the win. And if you write out the number 12, it sums to 24. This is going to be the Hornets' 73rd game for this season, and they can sit on 73 all-time head-to-head losses against the Pacers to go with. If you look at it on the Pacers side, if they lose, they become 2-1 head-to-head against the Hornets for the season, like 21, and the number 73 is the 21st prime number. But let's just switch it over here to the Pacers. What would it take for the Pacers to win this game? We're going to go right back to the number 30 date numerology on the Gregorian, and Pacers can sweep the Hornets 3-0 like 30 head-to-head against for the season with a win. Pacers would get their 33rd win for the season on a day with 66 date numerology for the Gregorian. 33 sums to 66. This will be the 79th day of the Gregorian year, 79, the 22nd prime number, and Hornets can sit on 22 wins for the season with a loss as they get their 51st loss for the season while sitting on 51 all-time head-to-head wins against Pacers with a loss. And that's about what I would chalk up for this particular game. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game here, the Bulls versus the Sixers. The Bulls versus the Sixers. So if we start off with the home team at the bottom here, the Sixers, if the Sixers were going to win this game, we can see that that today does have 66 date numerology on the Gregorian. The number 66 written out sums to 49. Sixers can get their 49th win for the season as they get their 9th win in a row. If you write out the number 9, it sums to 66. Sixers coach would get his 149th win regular season as a coach specifically for the Sixers to go with. And if you write out 66, it sums to 149 and 49. So it has both of those numbers there. They can get their 49th win for the season as their coach gets his 149th win regular season as a coach for 49 or for 76. I was going to say 49ers, for 76ers. The 76ers would sit on 22 losses for the season on the 79th day of the Gregorian year, 79, the 22nd prime number, as Bulls get their 22nd road loss for the season. And that's about what I have for the Sixers. You can also kind of say that it's the 27th day of the 12th month for the Hebrew Religious, and they can become 27-10 at home for this season with a win. 2-7-1, 2-7-1-2, similar numbers being used. But that's about what I have for the Sixers in general. If we look to the Bulls, if the Bulls were, one last thing actually, 353rd day of the Hebrew Religious side of the calendar, Bulls coach can sit on 353 wins regular season for his career with the loss. And so that's what I would chalk it up to. So let's look at the Bulls here. If the Bulls were going to win this game, well, what we can say is today does have 12-date numerology on the Gregorian. Sixers can fall 1-2 head-to-head against the Bulls for the season. But on the flip side, Bulls would become 2-1 head-to-head against the Sixers for the season with the win, as they sit on 21 road losses with the win. This will be the third of fourth head-to-head matches against these two teams for the season. Could be a reason why Bulls get their 34th win for the season. They would sit on 37 losses for the season with the win on a day with 30-date numerology. 30 sums to 37. It also sums to 35, and it'll be their 35th road game for the season. This is the Bulls' 71st game for the season. Sixers' 71st game for the season. 71, if you write it out, sums to 126. And Sixers can become 26-1 for a home record with a loss. 2-6-1-1. Similar numbers being used, 1-2-6. But also the Bulls coach would get his 111th win as a coach specifically for the Bulls regular season, and 111 written out sums to 261. So all just kind of anagrams, same numbers being used. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game. We're going to be looking at the Knicks versus the Timberwolves. The Knicks versus the Timberwolves. Starting off with the Knicks, if the Knicks are going to win this game, today has 30-date numerology on the Gregorian. They can sit on 30 losses for the season with the win. Today has 46-date numerology on the Gregorian. Knicks could become 21-16 for a home record with the win. 21-16 has a square root of 46. This will be the Timberwolves' 36th road game for the season. Could be a reason why the Knicks get their 36th all-time head-to-head win against the Timberwolves. And it's both of these teams' 73rd game for the season. 73 is the 21st prime number. Knicks can get their 21st home win for the season, as Wolves get their 21st road loss for the season. But let's look over at the Timberwolves. What would be some numbers for the Timberwolves to win this game? Well, the Knicks can get their 31st loss for the season, as the Wolves even it up 1-1 head-to-head against the Knicks for the season with a win. 31, the 11th prime number. This is the Knicks' 37th home game. It's the Timberwolves' 36th road game. Timberwolves can become 36-37 for a season record with a win. It will be the 64th all-time head-to-head matchup between these two teams. Timberwolves coach, he could become 98-98 for a regular season record in his career with the win. 98, if you write it out, does sum to 64. It also sums to 136. And today has 46-date numerology on the Gregorian. 46 sums to 136 as well. All right, let's go to what would be the midway point here, the Rockets and the Warriors. The Rockets and the Warriors. So starting with, did I click on the ticker thing? Yeah, Rockets and Warriors. Okay, so starting with the Rockets, what would be some numbers for the Rockets to win this game? Well, today does have 30-date numerology on the Gregorian. The number 30 does sum to 37. Warriors can get their 37th loss for the season in their 37th road game, as they get their 30th road loss for the season. The Rockets, they can get their 13th home win for the season, as they become 1-3 head-to-head against the Warriors for the season. 13, 1-3, 13, similar numbers. But at the same time, the Warriors side, they would become 3-1 head-to-head against the Rockets for the season with the loss, like 31. And Rockets can get their 127th regular season head-to-head win against the Warriors, the 31st prime number. So you have this 13 and 31 look. Rockets 13th home win, 127th regular season head-to-head win, the 31st prime number. What else? What else? I think that might be it for the Rockets side as of right now. But if we would look towards the Warriors, today does have 30 date numerology on the Gregorian. We go back to that same number. 37th away game for the Warriors. They can get their 37th win. Actually, it goes either way for the Warriors. In the 37th road game, they can get their 37th win or the 37th loss. With 30 date numerology, 30 sums to 37. However, the Warriors could sweep the Rockets 4-0 head-to-head against for the season with the win. And if you write out the number 40, it sums to 30. Also, it's the 79th day of the Gregorian year. 79 sums to 145. And the Warriors could become 8-29 for a road record with the win. 829 or 829 is the 145th prime number. And one last thing here, Rockets, they can sit on 18 wins for the season with a loss, as their coach gets his 171st loss regular season for his career. 171 mathematically is the 18th triangular number. All right, let's move on to the Grizzlies versus the Mavericks.
Sorry to interrupt this video, you guys, but I need a huge favor from you. Can you go ahead and like this video and leave a comment below on who you think's going to win? It's going to help with the YouTube algorithm. It's going to help grow my channel. I really appreciate you guys being here. Let's go ahead and get back into the video.
Grizzlies versus the Mavericks. We're going to start off with the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, they can get their 44th win for the season on a day with 46 date numerology. If you write out 46, it sums to 44. It's a day with 30 date numerology on the Gregorian. 30 written out sums to 35. Grizzlies can get their 35th all-time head-to-head win against Mavericks, as they get their 35th regular season head-to-head win against Mavericks, as Grizzlies get their 30th home win in their 35th home game. Today is the 79th day of the Gregorian, 79, the 22nd prime number. Mavericks, they can get their 22nd road loss in their 36th road game, as they become 36-36 for a season record with the loss. If we go ahead and flip it over to the Mavericks side, what would it look like for the Mavericks to win this game? Well, it is the 79th day of the Gregorian. 79 is the 22nd prime number. The Mavericks could go ahead and even score 2-2 head-to-head against the Grizzlies for the season with the win. If you write out the number 22, 22 sums to 78. And the Mavericks can get their 78th all-time head-to-head win against the Grizzlies to go with. The Mavericks, they could become 37-35 for a season record with the win on a day with 30 date numerology. 30 written out sums to 37 and 35. And that might be it for what I have right now for this side. So let's go on to the last game. The Jazz versus the Kings. Jazz versus the Kings. Starting off with the Jazz. If the Jazz were going to win this game, this is the Kings' 36th road game. This is the Jazz 35th home game. Jazz could become 35-36 for a season record with the win on a day with 30 date numerology for the Gregorian. 30 written out sums to 35. It is a day with 12 date numerology on the Gregorian, and Jazz could become 1-2 head-to-head against the Kings for the season, like 12. It's the 79th day of the Gregorian year, the 22nd prime number. Jazz can get their 22nd home win, as Kings sit on 22 road wins with the loss. Switching gears over to the Kings side, what would it look like for the Kings to win this game? Today does have 46 date numerology on the Gregorian. 46 written out sums to 44. Kings could become 44-27 for a season record with the win. If you write out the number 27, 27. Right out the number 27, it sums to 46. They could become 44-27 for a season record with the win. 46 date numerology sums to 44. Kings coach, he would get his 391st regular season win, as the Kings get their 44th win for the season. And I'll show you 391. is a reflection of 193, the 44th prime number. It will be a day with 30 date numerology on the Gregorian. 30 sums to 37, and the Jazz can get their 37th loss for the season as Kings become 3-0 like 30 head-to-head against the Jazz for the season with a win. And that's about what I have in short form for you guys. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this gives you insights to the games, get you started on a decode, adds to a decode that you already have. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. I really appreciate the support. Hopefully you win all the money in the world. And I will see you guys in the next video.